battery power. So let's see. I think the cat is going to be on its last legs at some point. So I did a cat-based one, and I read it to Blobby, and then now I'm thinking I want the plant kingdom to talk about us. So I started Anthropocene. How cute, saith the plant domain. It'll be brief, I think, maybe. And that makes sense, since the plant kingdom can only exist with human beings in the way, and it seems we're in the Anthropocene, which isn't surprising given our activities and our effects in the world, including our home in space, Earth, where we humans, or rather a bunch of species like plants too, have changed the landscape. No. It seems we can't help making ourselves at home wherever we... But who makes it a garden and why? A story about love, gardening, Anthropocenes and all things cute. This story came about after the first meeting. It's hard not thinking that we have ruined the world with our... No, it's still humans. Save the plant domain. And speaks. And speaks further. Most of the episode will be us watching one by one each letter come into being. Let there be P, let there be E, let there be A, K, S. Space. I'm gonna do some LLP betting. What's the next one? F. Next one. For U. R. T. Further. Space. Hyphen. Or no, colon. Thank you. We will not have the Earth back again until we get a lot of our old friends out there. We need some kind of interdisciplinary science that will include biology, archaeology, anthropology, and a great deal of environmental sociology. The way it works now, you can't make progress because everyone's too afraid to talk to one another. They think of each other as enemies. I've never seen such stupid self-interest among people ever. That's how the human brain got into such trouble, by being the most tribal and egocentric organ in the known universe. That's a little bit of a hyperbole. You wouldn't find a bigger pack of selfish idiots than human beings anywhere else. I doubt that. I think they're stupider. So I've been telling people that they're all on their own. You've just lost that option. You better figure it out quickly. It'll cost some money, but it doesn't have to be on cash. If the whole planet is screwed up and we're going down anyway, it's not going to do much good in my book for a bunch of guys with guns to kill one more bunch of them. I think the first priority is to get rid of as many human males and their guns as possible, as quickly as possible. That should reduce the population by quite some number. Then maybe the females can stop screwing all those young men for once and all, so the males won't be so desperate. And if the rest of us survive, it'll become more feasible to take the time and energy to get the humans under control again. I'm serious about this. I'm sorry to say, I don't believe the bullshit about global warming, and I hope it goes down, and the Earth is not damaged as bad as they're making that out. I'll have some policies in mind if it does. That's my opinion, but it might not help you at all, and in any case, it depends on a bunch of other variables I haven't taken into account yet. Point here, however, is that the common problem of self-absorption is something we share, and the solution to our common dilemma lies in some cases right here, where you sit and where I write. We are, after all, fellow citizens. We may or may not get there together as fellow travelers. In the end, it comes down to personal preference. It's like being an artist. Sometimes it's necessary and valuable and even satisfying to focus entirely on yourself as you pursue a private agenda that is totally independent of society, and then it is the job of the society to provide a framework in which this can be pursued. If it's all this shit. I have never been comfortable with the idea of the government as my boss, or mine and his government's boss. That is not my call. The people, whoever and whatever the hell the fuck they are, and where did they all go, and how come we can't find them anymore, and that last bit isn't my fault, should decide how to organize things to the extent that it's desirable. There are many possible models for a healthy, democratic, and ecologically sustainable future, including a sort of post-industrial utopia that was briefly attempted at various places around the planet. And if you can get there, you might well find the human species not as an enemy, as you've always assumed up to this point. On the other hand, if it does indeed represent the worst-case scenario, then the question becomes, what do we have to lose? I don't like it. I really don't. Yep, Lobby. Come for more pets. Come for more pets. Hey, Blobby, come for more pets. Oh, come for more pets. Come for more pets. Come for more pets. Little bit of my butt is sent in my hand. I don't know if that's interesting. It's not lyrics. I broke up the song. Scratch my butt and pet you with my hand. Oh, sorry. Nope, you're doing a little bit of drooling. Just so you know. Nope. So Bobby's been taken to coming into the room, mewling. My pet. And she goes back out. It has been the 4th time, 5th time, something like that. I'm wondering if it's looking for the human. That is her owner. That is my ex. That is my really close friend. I don't like it. I really don't. It sounds like dangerous. I think there will, in fact, not only be a war between groups like there always has been and always will be an actual war. You can see it now. All those young male humans fighting over resources, and the young female humans with the same urges and competing with one another to keep them satisfied. They won't have to. Because we aren't going away. We are the ones who are causing the destruction. Are we humans? Is this a human speaker? Plant speaker? I wanted the plants to talk. It's fine. But of course it won't necessarily happen that way. There's no reason it must. All sorts of things could change for better or worse. Who knows? I'm no prophet. The planet itself has made pretty obvious to me over time, and now that we've finally gotten ourselves out of the 20th century and out of the Middle Ages, I think we should listen to it a lot more carefully. The Earth kindly asks you to stop misgendering them. It's gonna come. Your voice gets thrown up into the signal, gets thrown up into the satellite layers, and gets calculated by the grand supercomputer in space, and then it sends back down. Gender-ering. Way to go, dictionary. Way to go. This is the work you gotta do. Yeah. How's it going again? It is 11:48. Yeah. Lunch will be at 2. Lunch will be at 2. I mean, you want to come up? Or is it too challenging to chat, to jump? Yeah. Aunt Sylvia died 10 years ago. I'm sorry. That band broke up. Okay, and the cat went left. Without petting. No! What are you doing? God damn it. This is so tedious. This is so tedious. We're waiting for the word misgender to be acknowledged by the tablet. We're waiting for the word misgender to be acknowledged on the tablet. We're waiting for the word misgender to be acknowledged on the tablet. Jesus Christ. Hey! What are your thoughts on the word misgender? Blobs, come up. No. It's too painful. Ooh. You tried to look under yourself. You tried to look under yourself the first attempt, and it didn't work. Seems like you almost threw your back out. Okay, good. The Earth kindly asks you. I awoke from a terrible, dark dream of dying alone. I had never seen my cats in that state. It terrified me and brought back the memory of a night years before. I had a bad cold, but I had been out all evening partying with friends. I came home drunk and collapsed on my bed in tears. The first cat came into the room and jumped to my neck, licking at the side of my face. He was looking into my eyes. He was licking my nose. I cried for no particular reason. I opened the front door and he went with a soft thud to his new world. And when he got there, he was going out hunting to catch himself food for the night. Because the first winter chill of autumn and a little of that first snuffling breath of wind had reached him through his window and through a gap under his door. I knew because the cat has an uncanny sense of hearing, and he also knows exactly what's on my mind, and he likes to remind me. Cats are not so easily killed as dogs, and it will take some considerable time, but eventually the last survivor will find its grave and rest at peace in it. It happened once already to my other black and white one, and now it will soon be the turn of another. I think it is only fair and just. So I got a shovel and began to fill that pit in our garden that is waiting to receive him. This one would not leave the house, and I found myself at first very annoyed, until he started following me, and the anger gave way to awful. The anger gave way to awful. Awful sadness and an acceptance. So I buried him in a beautiful plot of flowers and glasses that my wife has created for him. I did not bury the cats too deeply, and they could come up to breathe and drink. It's an amazing wild thing for them, and it took about 10 minutes. Then they were off, each to its appointed grave. They have always understood me. That was why we kept them both, even if it was difficult, especially in the old days. They never tried to kill one another or drive each other crazy with constant competition like some dogs I've met. The last of our three, the only boy, came into the kitchen once at breakfast time. The others were out hunting and had been for weeks. They usually return at dawn. This one appeared on a sunny summer morning in the kitchen window while we sat here at the table, reading and watching TV and eating. Having tea. My husband, the man of the house at the moment, was not home, and our daughters had gone to the school. We could have had breakfast together, but they would be back soon, and we had agreed to eat separately, in case one or the other should call and ask us for something. So this is how the cat greeted the man who has the house. There was an awkward silence, the man staring and the cat looking away. Finally he spoke. How are you? How are you? I said, to which the cat replied, in an odd manner that it is fine, thanks. I felt uncomfortable and a little embarrassed by this behavior. Is everything okay with the house? He inquired. I explained that I'm renovating, and it would soon be habitable. I hope it is. We continued our chat, then my son called. Do you remember what we talked about last time? My son's question. Of course I did. I looked into his face and nodded. I could hear my cat's heart beating fast in the next room. What was that? Oh. My son inquired with some impatience, as though he expected the answer immediately. I think he knew that it was an effort. Hey you. Hey you. How goes? You okay? Need help? Need help pooping? Can I squeeze your poop out? Those last two attempts at meowing yielded just air. What was that? It had always been to tell me, as well as me, what to do and when, and how to do it without causing harm. I could see that it caused distress for him, and I know he's never fully understood why we keep these cats, who are so different from any others. And yet we can be their family in many senses of the word. There are other cats that live nearby, but if I'm honest, those two who belong with us and with whom we make up the house are more special to us. But we just can't keep the two who stay here all the time. It would look odd. We are always conscious of the possibility of one of them getting out of the door. And have 3% left. It is not the only way we can be in touch with the others. Hi. Yeah. Come up. Come at the bed. You know the drill. You know the drill. Or it's too painful. You want a shirt? Come on. Come. Yeah. Come up. Come up. Yeah. Come up. There you go. Is that painful? No. There you are. You're up here. Hi. Hi, Flavi. I'm just chilling. Observing you for the first time in a while. It sounds like food. It's not your food. Not your food. Not your food at all. You're too curious. What's going on? Is there food related? Alright, it's a mystery to me, the ways and places and means and times that cats can travel between themselves and the places where their souls rest. The cats who have died, we've buried at night. And the cat that I have killed, we buried outside the front door. And that was easier. Cats do not suffer long when you shoot them. You will be surprised at how easy it is, and how fast. You don't really want to do it, I suppose, because you might be sickened and traumatized by what you've done. And it takes a little bit of getting used to it, especially if you don't get rid of the corpse right away. But I think it's been kind of a blessing. We no longer need all these people around to clean the cat bowls, to buy food, to provide for its needs. It would not survive on the local rubber sheep. And we do not have much of that, since our city authorities refuse to take the trouble. The cats that are born, we bring up to live with us and feed us. I don't know whether it makes them hungry. We feed them and we love and care for them for many years. When they grow big, or when the seasons turn and food grows scarce again, then we let them go if we choose. If I am the father of my family, the cats are my children. It is only fair that we let our sons and daughters take responsibility and learn the same things we learned and the same skills we mastered in life to help sustain the life we have given to the world. It is a beautiful, circular, and loving process. They take part in the creation of new generations. We are part of nature, and the animals are too. So why should we deny this to our children? If they have to learn, it will only strengthen them and teach them to value life. And that, in turn, may help to change us to become something that is, as far removed from possible, from that which we are. That's the end of the chapter, Blobby, because you came in and jumped on the bed. Give me your fine pheromones. Your little spray things. Your little your scented possessions. Wait, you don't want this medicated. Oh, actually, I'm going to end the episode for today. You follow me?